Hello, and welcome. This is Nick Marine presenting Let's Read Japanese, course series for the self-study of course series for the reading of Japanese text alongside its audio counterpart. All right, so the way this works is off to the side is going to be the text I'll be reading. Usually there's subtitle rips from TV shows, but also they could be digital books. And up above is going to be the audio I'll be reading along to. Now, normally it's the video of where the subtitles came from, or it could be the audio book before the digital for the book that I'm reading. All right, so as I'm reading the Japanese text, I'm listening to the audio. Benefit there is I get to hear how a native pronunciation of the text, which is great. In addition to the emotion and the tone, the feeling, everything that goes with that. Okay, fine. So I'm reading along, and if I come across something I don't know or quite understand, I pause the audio real quick and look up the meaning of the word or phrase with a pop-up dictionary called Yomi-chan. Benefit here is I get immediate comprehension of an unknown material, which makes my viewing more comprehensible. That makes sense. All right, cool. So anyway, this continue on like that. Fairly simple, really fun, and it's a great way of increasing both comprehension and also retention of the material. And plus, it's just fun. It's okay. So if you like videos, if you like this video, or you end up liking the video, remember to give it a thumbs up or like, whatever it is. If you enjoy this series, and if you haven't already, you can subscribe to the channel because I make more series like this. Plan to at least. Finally, if you like the project, it's called the Let's Learn Japanese Project, and it is a Patreon. So if you'd like to become a patron of that, the links to that is down below. In addition to links to the Let's Learn Japanese website that Otaku Dave put together, and the Let's Learn Japanese community Discord. Finally, there is a link to where you can hire me for either technical assistance, one-on-one, whatever. That is also done via the Patreon, but the rates are given on that page. But the link directly for that is also in the description below. Cool. Okay, with that out of the way, this episode is Let's Read Japanese, GTO. Onizuka. Probably just mispronounced it all sorts of ways. Episode 3, Part 1. Trigger warnings for this. Really, all these should have trigger warnings. It's based on the subject matter. But this one's going to be because, again, it will involve abuse and suicide. So I'm pretty sure right now it's getting the YouTube algorithm, whatever it is, heard those two words and immediately said, oh, no, advertisers aren't going to want to have anything to do with this. Got it. Don't care. I don't do this for the ad revenue. Trust me, if you've seen the numbers, you realize there is no ad revenue. Okay, cool. Plus, you all get demonetized because of the music or whatnot. So there you go. But anyway, so it's going to be fairly dark. It might be triggering. I know because, I get pissed when I watched it. Just the idea of it, because I think back of, my childhood days or school days. And just, again, as an adult, when you think about how people in positions of power treat those that aren't in power, that just, when it's abusive, that just makes me upset. Okay, cool. So that's what this episode's going to be about. And yeah, let's just get into it. Make sure this is all public. That's unusual. Okay, well, okay, everything looks fine. And both earphones. All right, so Mizuki Nanoko. うお、あれ登るじゃねえのかおい。Watanabe and then Masaru. By the way, let me show you. This is how insane Japanese names are at times. So his name's Masaru. Now you have no idea just on that of what it's spelled because it could be this. It's insane. Good God. That's why, it's very common, like when you write your name, you have to provide the common pronunciation. You have to. Now, family names are less like that. These are mainly the given names, the namae.
どこ？いや、どこじゃない、あそこだよ。登るやつ何やってんだよ、バカ。
just make sure. So that's a Shadai or Shatai? Shatai. Okay, car body. I know. That's car body, right? Yeah.
先生おい先生
おねち
おいおいおい先生
おねち
おい
ねち
ほら起きろおい
おねち
マジかよおい先生
だからお前こっちの死ぬとこだったじゃんかよ。
I think that was the. I think that was his intention.
一体何考えてんだよ、登る。ほら、登る。なんとか言えよ、お前。
前からクラスでいじめの標的になってんの。
いつもいじいじばっかしてるからいじめたくなるんだよおいしっかりしろよおい大丈夫
私のベンツが。一体誰がこんなひどいことを。
行きたくないよ先生
見せばなら。
Oh, where are we at? Sorry. I don't. Wait. Is he saying ikitakunai? I thought he was saying itakunai.
見せばなら。
行きたくないよ先生
見せばなら。登れ。ここで待って。うわー、すげえ。いやー、でも参りましたよ、ほら。ゆうべこいつが屋上から飛び降りやがった。
Mairu.
で、ほら。いやー、でも参りましたよ、ほら。ゆうべこいつが屋上から飛び降りやがった。で、ほら。今日も学校行かねえとか言ってるから引きずってきたんですよ。ということは君がこの車を。え、あ、はい。はいじゃなくてドーンってね。でもほらどこのドイツか知りませんけど助かりました。礼言っててください。
That's today again, right? They eat it. Let's see.
ドーン礼言っててください。
Oh, they eat.
ドーンっつった。俺ずっと週末に家族で温泉旅行行くときに。
I keep saying Noboru, and I'm thinking like climbing up something. I mean, I get it, it's his name, but it's just like that's kind of like when I heard like a name was Susume. I was thinking, why is someone going for it? But no, his name was Susume. It's like, huh.
週末に家族で温泉旅行行くときに初めて見せて驚かせてもって。
Wait. They didn't know about his car? What the fuck? Never mind. That's a major purchase. How do you not? How does your family not know about the car? Come on.
初めて見せて驚かせてもってわざわざここに止めておいたんだ。10キロも走ってないんだよ。それにローンだってまだ48回も残ってんだ。
That's why you get it insured. But you notice, though, he's cared about the car. He doesn't like, hey, a student just tried to commit suicide last night. Dude, focus real quick. Okay.
昨日の登るの初期超面白くなかった。
Shioki? Punishment? Execution punishment. Yep, okay. They're assholes. Got it.
み本当にパンツ下ろし
Okay, Tsukishima Erika.
ちゃうでもさ超びっくりあいつ
Miyabi.
昨日の登るの書記超面白くなかったみやび本当にパンツ下ろしちゃうでもさ超びっくりあいつのこんなんじゃなかったお前は赤ん坊かってのさすがに今日は来ないんじゃないのあのゴミ
おいみんな席つけ。昨日登るのバカが屋上から飛び入れやがった。どうやらほらクラスの誰かにいじめられたのが原因らしい。覚えのあるやつはよ、ほら今すぐここで謝れ。クラスの仲間がほら死のうとしたんだぞ。お前らそのぐらいすんの当然だろ。
私たちいじめなんかしてません
私たちみんな仲いいですよ先生。
疑うんならのぼるくんに聞いてくださいねえ私たちなんか謝らなきゃいけないことした
あ、どうだ登る。
I think again his name is Oguri Shun. I think Shun Oguri. Oguri Shun.
言いたいことがあるんだったらほらビシッと言ってねな。
僕誰にもいじめられてません。
冗談じゃないわよ朝っぱらから変な疑いかけないでほしいよね
I do like the intro song, by the way. What is it? いつまでも信じていたい最後は Okay, something like that. I don't have it memorized.
おはようございます。おはようございます。
Let's see. Hakamada. Onizuka Eikichi.
おはようございます。ねえちょっと冬月先生、俺のは
飲みたかったらご自分でどうぞ。
まだこの間の写真のこと怒ってんのか。おお。
Yeah. I mean, completely natural. Yeah. That's...
何やってんだよさ。こんなところ勝手に入んじゃねえよ。はいはいじゃなくて。
何言ってんですか。
不法侵入ですよ。叩き。
Trespassing. Wait, you shinyu? Yeah, shinyu. Oh, shinyu ですよ。
不法侵入ですよ。叩き出してありますか。
叩き出して。叩き出す。Let's see what that is. 叩き出す。叩き出して。
不法侵入ですよ。叩き出してありますか。
バカなこと言わないでください。古文の藤富先生です。
Kobun, that's literature, old literature. Kashi, okay. Old Japanese literature. Let's see, what's a better way for it? Archaic writings. Okay. Classical Japanese. There we go. Classics teacher. Kobun. Classical literature. Okay, good. Kobun. Fujitomi. Fujitomi.
バカなこと言わないでください。古文の藤富先生です。
だって俺こんな人一度も見たことないですよ。いたっけ。
当然です。
Okay. Kotani Hiroko. Kotani Hiroko. Kotani's easy, you know, small valley. Hiroko, Hiroi. I think that's supposed to be white, spacious. No. Hiroko. Anyway, sorry.
当然です。今月は初めてですもんね。学校いらっしゃったの。
すいません。
いやすみません。病気か何かだったんですか。
ま
まあ病気って言えば病気ですよね。ストレスによるうつ病に慢性疲労、狭心。
I get it's a drama, so they just want to kind of get the point out right here. But I mean, it's still kind of rude to talk about someone's personal problems like that. It feels wrong anyway. Manse? Disturbed psychological problem. Let's see. Chronic fatigue. Manse. Okay, manse. Kyugekina. Okay, so that's chronic. Chronicity means it's continuous. It doesn't go away. Okay, manse, and then kuro, hiro, hiroshi, hiroshi, fatigue, hiro, manse, manse hiro.
ストレスによるうつ病に慢性疲労、狭
Yeah, utsubyo. I mean, high blood pressure is there. What is this one? Heart attack? Kyoshinsho. Structure of the heart, angina. Kyoshinsho ni kyoketsatsu. Koketsatsu. All right, here we go. Let's
ス
do
トレ
this.
スによるうつ病に慢性疲労、狭心症に高血圧でしたっけ。
藤富先生、生徒にも保護者にも気使いすぎですよ。
Fujitomi sensei. Kiisukai. Being used? Kiisukaiすぎですよ。
藤富先生、生徒にも保護者にも気使いすぎですよ。結局いつも自分で自分の首絞めてるんじゃないですか。ねえ。
おはようございます。
おはようございます。藤富先生、おはようございます。
おはようございます。
給料日だけはちゃんと学校にいらっしゃるんですな。
これじゃ給料泥棒ですね、まるで。
What an yeah, they are really assholes. Kyuryo Dorobo. Anyway, sorry.
言い過ぎですよ。いやしかし困ったもんですな。教師の方が不登校になっているようじゃ。
Yeah, no, it's like school. I know it's like not attending school. Refusing to attend school. Yeah, truancy. 不登校にな。
教師の方が不登校になっているようじゃ。生徒に示しがつかない。ご自分のせいでどれだけ教師の権威を失墜させてるか。ご自分のせいでどれだけ教師の権威を失墜させてるか考え。
I know it's authority or something. Let's see. Kiyo. Then we got Shitsui. Shitsui saseteru. Airborne. Honor. Loss of honor. Okay, dishonorable. Loss or fall, forfeit. Shitsui. Anyway, that's a collapse, right? Fall or loss and collapse. Okay.
ご自分のせいでどれだけ教師の権威を失墜させてるか考えていただきたいですね。まあどんな企業でもノルマ果たせないものはリストラされますよね。私はね、それは学校でも同じだと思うんです。ねえ、藤木先生。おっしゃる通りですよ、教頭。そういう場合、本当は本人の方からお辞めになるのがベストなんですが。まあそれは。
へえ、教師にもいじめってあるんですね。
君、何バカなこと言ってんだよ。私たちはあくまでも一般論言ってるだけだろ。
I like that. Yeah, he's just calling out on their bullshit, you know. And apparently, you're not supposed to do that, you know. Oh, he's the boss, right? Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't usually have the balls to do that. Sometimes I do, and I get in trouble. I mean, there's a reason why I didn't exactly retire from military at a high rank. Yeah. That's part of the problem. Me being stupid is also part of the problem. Okay. But yeah, bullshit like this could happen where you have people basically talking shit right in front of your face, and it's like, okay, look, oh, sorry, since it has nothing to do with me, oh, do what you do, okay. If you're not going to be straightforward about it, you were just going to drop hints and not just come straight out and say it, and I'm just going to pretend like, oh, you were just casually talking about it. Fuck if I care. Sometimes, sometimes I care. Yeah. I'm not consistent. I get it.
私たちはあくまでも一般論言ってるだけだろ。しっけな。
忘れてましたね。
Shikena? Wait, they say shikena. Okay. Sonke, shikena.
何の彼がいることを
ビシッと。
ああ、相変わらず。
診療。診療が絶えない。
忘れてましたね。何の彼がいることを
ビシッと。
ああ、相変わらず大きな顔をしてるおかげで私は診療が絶えない。
お察しします。京都。
お察しします。
全くいつにお察しします京都全くいつになったら正常になるんでしょうね我が学園も
たく言いたいことあんなら面と向かって言えっつうの。
そうだ
Look someone in the face and say it.
あんたはあんただよ。ほら言いたいことあんならビシッと言えばいいじゃんかよ。
すいません
そうやっていつも我慢してるから舐められるんですよ。
すいません
悪くもないのに謝るなっつうの。
すいません
ちょっと聞いてる？はったくもじれたよね。
じれたい？じれたい？ It sounds 早くそうなればいいと思ってるのになかなか進まない。Something should be happening isn't happening. Okay. Acting. Okay. Irritating, provoking, impatient. Okay.
はったくもじれたよね。
花の色は移りにけりな
移りにけりな。
花の色は移りにけりないたずらに我が身世に降る眺めせしまに
See, that's a phrase itself in our world. せにふり。
この場合のいたずらには皆さんがやるようないたずらではなくて
なかなか入んないねこのゴミ箱。鬼塚にチクリ入れるなんていい根性してるよね。屋上
あ、OK。
屋上鬼塚にチクリ入れるなんていい根性してるよね。屋上から
Source. Fujisawa Tohru. Can't escape. Okay. Ill nature.
飛び降りてそのまま鬼塚にチクリ入れるなんていい根性してるよね。屋上から飛び降りてそのまま死ねばよかったの。本当は
Jeez.
芝居なんじゃないの？そんな勇気あるわけないじゃん。このゴミに。
桜の花は季語ですね。桜の花ですから、つまりこれは春の歌です。花の美しい色は無情にも汗でしまう。
投げろよ。
私の美しさも
お前ら最近鬼使ってるんでいい気になってるみてえじゃねえか。
ついてしまって
どうした？早くやれよ。
君たちそういうことしたら危ないですよ。ゴミなら私が捨てておきましょうね。すいません。何やってんですか。
横浜の伊勢崎町で
Isazaki-cho. I used to go there sometimes.
人肉でシューマイを作るって噂の弁当屋があったよ。
人肉でシューマイを作るって。
一人の男がそこで買ったシューマイ弁当を食べようとしたんだ。そしたらなんと誰もいないはずの部屋「足りるな」って声が聞こえてくるじゃねえか。びっくりして振り返ったけど誰もいない。男は嫌な予感がして弁当を開けてみた。そしたらなんとシューマイがなくなってんじゃねえか。なんでなんだよ。男はもう一度恐る弁当を見た。そしたらなんと
蓋にくっついてたんでしょ。
ついてたんでしょ。
何？
蓋に？No, cover.
蓋にくっついてたんでしょ。
何？
京都のシューマイだよ。全然怖くもなんともない。
まあな、こいつは先落ち言うからよ。
案外有名ですよ、その話。
玉木さん、そんなこと言ってんだったらよ、お前先になんかやれよ、お前。
いいですよ。
いや、もうガタガタやつでやれよ、お前。人のこと散々任せてんだよ。
できんのかよお前。できんのか
はい、ぞ。
じゃあ行きます。
はい。
自分の不注意で。
自分の不注意。uncare. Not caring about myself.
赤ちゃんを殺してしまった父親の話なんだけど。その父親は生まれたばかりの赤ちゃんを仕方なくコインロッカーに捨てたんだ。
Whoa, okay, that's already dark.
でもそれ以来夜な夜な悪夢にうなされるようになって。
Yona Yona. Night after night? Yona Yona. 悪夢にうなされる。悪夢にうなされる。What like that? It's actually not a difficult kanji, but I keep forgetting it.
仕方なくコインロッカーに捨てたんだ。でもそれ以来夜な夜な悪夢にうなされるようになって、父親はとうとう我慢できなくなってコインロッカーに戻ったんだ。でもドアを開けてみるといるはずの赤ん坊が消えていた。
ドアの裏にほら靴下になるんだぞ、お前。
5年後父親は運命に引き寄せられるかのように
引き寄せられる。
5年後父親は運命に引き寄せられるかのようにそのコインロッカーに行ったんだ。そうするとふと気がつくと
ふとき。突然ふと気がつく。
そうするとふと気がつくと透き通るような白い色の少年が
透き通るような clear? Wait. 透き通るよ
うな白い色の少年がこっちを見てる。
なんで見てんの？
男が「君どこから来たの?」って聞くとその少年はこう答えた。僕ここで生まれたんだ。男は勇気を出して聞いてみた。僕のお父さんは誰なの？するとその少年はこう答えた。
見るなってもう怖がっちゃうからね。
確かにうまいよね。
お前話すとリアリティあるよな。
That's kind of a creepy story, you know, like dad kills his kid. Now, by the way, that's not like killing people and hiding them into a locker, storage locker, or something like that. Yeah, that happens. You hear news stories like that. Usually, it's even murder. I don't know if this is murder or whatnot for the story, but it still sounds creepy as hell. So it was good as a story, that particular one. But yeah, unfortunately, it does happen. You hear news reports now and again about that. Okay. It's kind of like I remember a story about a guy who was arrested but couldn't be convicted of murder because he had apparently a girlfriend he had who was from the Philippines but was dismembered and stored in a locker. It was interesting. It was a very disturbing because this is like, oh, this is the second time it happens. Like, why was there a second time? How could that even be allowed for? Because they couldn't prove that he had did the murder. Only that they could probably prove that he did the dismemberment and storing in the locker. Which, again, you just like, no, what? Anyway, that's some of the weird shit that happens with the legal system. All right, anyway, let's keep going.
もっと怖い。
毎晩のこぎり研いでる老婆がいる館の話。
Where are we at here? じゃあ、毎晩。ニコギリ。そう。毎晩、ニコギリ。研いでる。
じゃあ、毎晩のこぎり研いでる老婆がいる館の話。
やってんなお前ら。授業始まってんだろうが。最高。いや
バックレ
バックレ OK
何やってんですか。
There he is. Was that supposed to be Hogo Shitsu? I know it's the nurse's office. Hoken Shitsu? Hogo Shitsu?
いやー、ワイヤリ登るの話はよ、あんまりにも怖いもんだからつい時間経つの忘れちゃってさ。今日どっからだっけ？110ページ。もう110ページね。
そうですか。先ほど理事長に辞表を。さあ残念ですな。
藤富先生は私の大きな目標だったのに。言葉はありません。
そうだ。中村先生、早速送別会を。
そうですね。藤先生。はい。亀ちゃんのね座敷予約しといてください。
Zashiki. Common room? Zashiki. Okay. Room in the front. Okay.
亀ちゃんのね座敷予約しといてください。それから皆さんから会費集めるの忘れないで。一人3000円ってとこですかね。
私がですか？
何言ってんすか。藤先生以外誰が患者やるんですか。
Yeah, kanji. And yeah, I guess that was like expected. Like you're supposed to do all this extra work outside of pay. You know, basically unpaid overtime is your responsibilities. Then they bitch if you didn't. Like, you can have people who actually do work. Like you have people who don't do work. They just show up and you're getting a paycheck and not doing work. And because the rules are so convoluted, or like no one's you got people in charge who are probably afraid to actually holding people accountable that work for them for whatever reasons. They can like basically be an empty suit, and then of course that work still needs to get done, so it might be go to fill the obligation to fulfill it. All right, and then they become kind of like basically here, let's just give this person more since they are able to do it. Let's give them more, and then because they feel like they got to come in on their own time and get it done, and so stuff gets done. And then they you can handle it this, and let's you can handle more. It's like, well, yeah, but where's the time coming from? And because this person's not like saying, look, no, okay, done this, pass it off somebody else. And so yeah, I mean, this isn't unheard of. I mean, in fact, it was a complaint, like trying to change the mentality of the Japanese workforce. So, show up, do all this stuff, just sit there and make it seem like, or it's either like make your work take the whole day, or the unpaid overtime, like doing all the other stuff that has nothing to do with work, but doing like the go out with drinks with the boss afterwards because it's expected. Some of these additional things that have nothing to do with work, the extracurricular stuff, like, but it's not like you volunteer to do it, like you want to do it. It's like, it's kind of like basically being assigned to you, but no pay goes along with it, sort of stuff. Yeah, anyway, you can see why, and again, it's just like, it's just this piece of shit that's like quickly giving jobs. It's like, no. I have done that. I have said no. It's like, okay, I'm not doing that. Or if you give me a job, it's like, I have like, okay, hey, watch me procrastinate, not do it. Hey, sure, yeah, it's on the plans. It just, okay, I'll get to it when I get to it. And just, there was never time to get to it. There you go. Give me time and I'll make it happen.
Kyoto!
Sorry.
はい。
京都！例の車の修理の件なんですか？
詳しいこと聞かせて。
すいません、面倒なことを。
いえ、本当にお辞めになるんですか？
実家が旅館やってるので、そっち手伝います。家族のためというか、生活のことを考えてなんとか頑張ろうと思ったんですが、私には無理みたいです。
藤崎先生、これ3000円です。
はい。
なんか手伝いましょうか？
いえ、大丈夫です。
あそこの刺身がこれ。
先生。
はい。
僕も3000円です。
はい。確かに。
領収書もお願いします。
佐野先生。はい。藤富先生の送別会があるので会費お願いできますか？3000円なんですけど。
And yeah, that will happen. The retirement party, school doesn't pay for it. The teachers pay for it, and that's very common. Also, you'll see it like with weddings and funerals, where again the guests are expected to kind of pay a fee in a way, kind of out of appreciation. So it's expected, and especially for weddings and funerals, like the closer you are to the family member, then the more you would give. And again, that would pay for, try to pay for the entire services in addition to a little for the family afterwards. When you hear people describe it, you describe it to maybe either U.S. I'm not sure it's like everywhere in the U.S., but generally it's when you hear people hear that, it's like, what the hell? But in a way, it kind of makes sense in that, as opposed to weddings, you hear like, the father or the groom or the bride will pay for the wedding. Instead, it's like, okay, no, this is a wedding. Everyone pays for it, and everyone enjoys and attends it and whatnot. Cool, and that allows for a more extravagant experience without a cost being burdened by just one person. Kind of makes sense. But on the opposite side of that means that, hey, you might probably find a reason to turn down an invitation to weddings, because that could be an expensive affair. It could be like the equivalent of paying $100, $200, $300, even $500 or more, depending on the friendship or closeness to the situation. Yeah. So I mean, I kind of like the idea, but here it's like you can kind of see it's almost official, like saying like you should show, so that he wants a receipt. So this is not like a donation when you think about it. Obviously I need a proof that I paid or whatnot. I don't know how that goes with taxes or anything. I don't do taxes in Japan. I still pay U.S. taxes, so I don't know. Anyway, here we go.
3000円なんですけど今月苦しいのに藤富先生の送別会があるので会費お願いできますか3000円なんですけど今月苦しいのにはい3000円はい確かになんじゃないわよ私がこんなのしなきゃいけないのよやめよう
ラッキー今日の晩飯なんだろう
てめえ何鬼塚とつるんでんだよあいつにボディーガードでも頼む気
たっぷり可愛がってあげるからね今日は。
なめんじゃねえよ
あんたなんか死んじゃえばよかったのに。
生きてても誰も喜ばないでしょ私たちが殺してあげようか
死ねよ
死ねよふざけんなよ
死ねよ
あなたたち何やってるのこんなことして一体どういうつもり
ゲームです
ゲーム
そうです。私たち一緒に遊んでたんだよね。ね、登る。
Just get him out of the situation. Just take him away. Don't even bother talk to him yet. Get them separated. Get their stories from individuals. Then, that's just way. But again, it's a drama. They're obviously not going to do the stuff that makes sense because otherwise, you wouldn't need this big tough guy that's going to solve everyone's problems in a funny, humorous way.
何言ってるのよこれははっきりとしたいじめじゃない
As given.
めえらまだこんなことしてんのか登るおめえも情けねえぞ
助けて先生
俺も入れろなお前らなこんなやり方じゃ生ぬるいっつってんだよ
生ぬるい生ぬるいお
シチュエーションしないお前らなこんなやり方じゃ生ぬるいっつってんだよ緊迫感のシチュエーションしないとつまんねえだろ
先生
緊迫感let's see what is that 緊迫の
だろ緊迫感のシチュエーションしないとつまんねえだろ
先生助けてくれんじゃないの
そうですよ何考えてるんですか
あそうだいいこと考えた登る気持ちいいな
森塚先生どうするつもりなんですか
そうだほら
森塚先生何やってるんですか
おおあっぶ
バカなまではやめてください
なんやねん俺おお危ないしょうがねえなそれ
Where are we at here?
やるんだったらな徹底的にやるそれが俺のポリシーだ
先生助けてよ先生
やべえどうすんだ
助けて先生
お前が落とせっても俺いつでもやんぞ
冗談でしょ
なんだお前ほら殺したっつったじゃんこいつのことにゃ早くしろよお前 手伝ったんだほら。おおおお。
本当に死んじゃうってお願いだよ。
早くそれ言えバカ。
助けて。
あ、頑張れてくぞ。よいしょ。頑張れ。ほらお前しっかりしろ。やっぱいじめなんかまあ面白くねえじゃねえかよ。こいつ痛みつけたってやり返してこねえだろ。お前らこんな弱いやつ痛ぶって何が面白いんだ。
痛ぶった。痛ぶる。ゆする、せびる、ねべらる。いじめる。OK。
こいつ痛みつけたってやり返してこねえだろ。お前らこんな弱いやつ痛ぶって何が面白いんだ。
By the way, you do notice and again, we know this happens in real life, that, again, the kid was willing to kill himself not too long ago, again, and yet here he's in fear of his life. And he probably had that thought going through his head when he was falling as well, once he thought I'd given everything up. And then once that was kind of taken from him, and then again, he still is afraid of it. He is in fear of his life, but he thinks that that's the only way he is to getting out of the situation that he feels there's no way to get out of. That's abuse. I mean, again, it's easy from the outside thinking, oh, but there's all these choices when you don't realize when you're in that situation and the stress is there. Rational thinking can go out the window. And that's where you do get people like, especially those that like repress their feelings, which happens very common. And they don't, but they're thinking about it. They want, and then that's when you hear the person the snap, and it's always like the person who was doing the abuse always feels like, oh, I'm the victim here, because I wasn't doing anything that bad, but because it was constant, it was like, throwing the pebble in. It's not like it was not that any one pebble. It's not any one straw that breaks the ground back. It's not any one pebble that causes the avalanche. But again, because of the constants of it, when it finally breaks, it breaks hard, and there's no repairing it type thing. And then again, they broke this poor young child, and they don't care. And once they were actually having to face it, yeah, I can see that. Like they couldn't handle real abuse, seeing it. They were thinking, oh, this is mine, but they don't realize like is what it's doing to him. And I don't know if like this. Obviously, you don't do this, but maybe it might help, like saying, hey, look, you wanted to kill yourself, but you saw how much you were fighting for you to not die. You realize you do want to live, all right, and fight for that, and, stand up for it, and maybe that helped. Like once you say, hey, you know what, if you kind of like they were saying, like, if you have given up, try to do this, try to at least say, then have 1 weekend of fun where you just give everything up and just go away for a weekend and have fun. And then come back and make this. Maybe that's a bad idea, especially if you involve alcohol. But sometimes that helps people. Like they just realize, like, if you can give it all up, just through killing yourself, suicide, then why not just give it up by quitting what's causing you all these problems? Okay, give that part up, and you're going to be doing it anyway. But just just take a half measure, quit the shit that's making you feel like you want to kill yourself, and see how you react. The choice can be there for later, sure. But then you may realize, like, I didn't need that choice. That was a choice that didn't need to be made. I mean, that's obviously not the easiest solution. It's not the only solution. There could be other reasons for it. But like this, it's like, especially like, well, what does a kid do? He can't quit school. They're kind of like forced by people in power to be there. So what can you do? And he feels like he can't speak because he's seen like these teachers will stand behind the bullies, will back the bullies up because they happen to come from kids that are from rich families, and you don't want to upset the rich families. So it's like this. It does feel like you're in a no-win situation. In fact, if you think about it, I mean, this is sort of a fascist. This is a good pick of what a fascist situation would be, where these girls want the rules to protect them, but the punishment should be for the other people. Like Onizuka should be punished, have the rules punish him, but they should never be used to punish them. Which is again classic fascist nature, like where they don't care what anyone else in the school is doing, as long as they're allowed to do what they want to keep doing, and anyone who they don't like can be punished mercilessly. And you see it in the dynamics of a classroom or a school, and you see it in the dynamics of government. Okay. Anyway, let's keep going. Sorry about that. Actually, I'm wondering, is anybody watching this? Yeah, a couple of people watching it live. Here we go.
喧嘩っつうのはよ、強いやつ任すから面白いんだよ。お前ら巨人が中学生と野球するの見て楽しいか？喧嘩っつうのはよ、強いやつ任すから面白いんだよ。お前ら巨人が中学生と野球するの見て楽しいか？そんなくだらないことする日もあったらな。
Like, no, he's talking about the Japanese. What are the giants from? Something. It's Nippon Ham. What are the giants? By Kyojin. And I'll be honest though, that would be pretty freaking hilarious. Professional baseball team going against the junior high team. I mean, having watched that South Park episode with the hockey, the Losing Edge or whatever it's called. Yeah, you do realize that would be pretty freaking hilarious to watch. So when you see it in movies, sometimes you see it play out in comedies, but yeah.
他にやることいっぱいあるんだろ。あ。
やっぱりいいもんだね。こうやって家族3人揃って外で食事できるなんて。おいしいかよしこ。うん。
冗談じゃないわよ。なんで温泉がこうなっちゃうわけ？
しょうがないだろう。ベンツがめちゃめちゃになっちゃったんだしさ。
知らないわよそんなの。大体プラダのバッグ買ってくれる約束はどうなってんのよ。いやだから。
Prada? Bug. Yeah. Anyway, here.
大体プラダのバッグ買ってくれる約束はどうなってんのよ。
いやだからね。保険金は全額下りないし、思ったよりその修理代にかかっちゃって。
最低。私友達と海行くのキャンセルしてわざわざパパに付き合ってあげてんだからね。
諦めなさいよしこ。うちはそんなお金持ちじゃないんだから。
だって
大体最初から変だと思ったのよ。ケチなパパがさ、やたら気前のいいこと言っちゃって。いい
気前のいい、
いいケチなパパがさ、やたら気前のいいこと言っちゃって。いい最初からパパなんか信用しちゃいけないの。そうね、今度ママのへそくりでハワイ行きましょう、2人で。
へそくりOh, there's that kanji again. Belly button. I don't really know what that is.
そうね、今度ママのへそくりでハワイ行きましょう、2人で。
本当？プラダ買ってくれる？
ママね、ちょうど欲しいと思ってたのよ。くれない
なあ、あいつのせいなんだ。
It helps if the shade is in the eyes. But how did the purse get? Never mind. I know. It's just kind of funny.
どうだみやび、いじめられた気分は。
最低よ、女に暴力振るうなんて。
お前悪いことしたのに男も女もねえだろ。
私親にもぶたれたことないんだからね。
ぶたれたこと。
あ、そうだから
覚えてください。教頭に訴えてやるから。
男だバカ野郎。
Ah. Like I said, you know, what a self-centered bitch. Sorry. No, sorry. That's a proper use of the term. In her character. By the way, the actress is fine. I mean, it's not her. Again, you know, like everyone freaking hates Joffrey or King Joffrey or Malfoy, whatnot. Because again, the actors are just nice as hell and whatnot. So, and again, I don't really know the actress, so probably is a nice lady. Like, you know, just because she's doing the character quite well. Yeah, I don't care what, I know how kind of leads into it. Like she finally realizes, like, but is it really, has she really improved as a person just because she came to a situation and just saw that one thing as a good thing, as a way to maybe a change her person? But does she actually change it? I don't know. I mean, it takes time. I mean, this isn't like a bully who's in the 5th grade. I mean, these are bullies that are in high school. And so they kind of have developed their personalities to much more. But again, people can change. I mean, what can happen in, you know, your early 20s and early and late 20s can change you as a person, where you can be completely different than what you were in school. I mean, so I agree with that as well. But as far as the story is concerned, fuck her.
その代わりな、登るに指一本触れてみろ。俺がぶっ殺すからな。あ、登る行くぞ。はい。先生。
All right, we're gonna stop it there, since it looks like we're on the scene from a porno. Great place to stop it, right? Okay, so let's mark this down. All right, so this is GTO 3.1, and the time should be 20. We'll say 22:48. Sure. All right, cool. All right, which is kind of fun. I don't think there's really much to end on, because I was like already going into a spill and whatnot. What I decided is that there might be a lot more, less talk, like, because usually at the end half, there's more of a montage, you know, where they're playing the music and not talking about much. So while that's going on, then that means usually that'll balance out the time involved with the intro song that you skip over. I'm guessing. Because yesterday it was like almost an hour for the first half, and then almost 50 minutes for the second half. So I'm gonna try that now this way. Okay, so this is the first half of the season of episode 3. Again, it's I think triggering is a good way of saying it. Like, hey, viewer discretion advised. This is covering, like, the one prior to that, viewer discretion would have been because of the sexual nature of, you know, what I think it was more funny. It didn't feel as bad. Like, it didn't feel like, you know, people were being hurt. Obviously, if it happened to you, you can imagine. Yeah, it's almost like an invasion of your person. You know, if your face is being put on the body of another and being used in order to, you know, destroy your character. You know, how people look at you, because they look at you, they think of that picture again. So you really are destroying a person's image. So I can understand that. I'm not even getting into the whole debate about deepfakes. I'm not opposed to the idea, but I can understand the worry and concern, because then again, it's only going to get worse. By the way, I mean, right now it's just covering the face, but soon it's going to be where soon you can actually simulate the entire person, and that will happen. That's going to happen. Where now you can have an entire scene just made up. It's not even like you can't even point to, oh, here's the original video that it's referenced. No, it's like this thing is made from whole cloth, and what can you do? I mean, it's just, the whole idea of truth all of a sudden becomes wavy, especially anything in the digital nature, something you haven't physically held. And if you could physically hold something or see something or experience, it's like, well, again, some of that can be faked. You know, we already seen that as well. Anyway, that's episode 2. Episode 3, yeah, I mean, you can't, obviously you're not going to be able to do what he's doing here, which is show them have them actually look at what they're doing when it's taken to the extreme, because sooner or later it will be taken to the extreme, because there's a lot of things when it comes to like bullying or whatnot, or hazing, is there's that one person who wants to take it a little further than before, wants to give even more, because, you know, one-upmanship, and it's just going to get, when there's, again, you never know when it's one too far, but you always know when it's taken too far, way past the line. How do you know when it's just a little past the line? How can you tell that part? And as best as it's not start, don't try to even try that game. Just cut it off and whatnot. So that's one of the things when he was doing it to the boy, Noboru. But then when he did to her, it's like giving her taste. But it's like she thinks, how dare you do that to me? Even my parents never hit me, you know, type thing. It's like, well, so. But again, hence that fascist mentality. I'm above the law. The law protects me and it binds you. Fascist mentality, and you can kind of see it. Or some say it's like, or I have, God damn it, I keep forgetting the words for it. But yeah, where I feel like, you know, because of her position, she deserves to be treated. Sense of entitlement would be a way. And you can kind of see it, like, and again, this is like the kids are like trying to force abuse, right? The three, you know, the ones that are hanging out with Onizuka, which by the way is kind of weird, but that's fraternization, because you feel like, oh, you shouldn't have like fraternization with, you know, a teacher-student relationship shouldn't be that way, because it feels like, oh, then they get obviously outside the drama. We're talking like, if that was happening, yeah, that teacher needs to be reprimanded, because again, it's sense of, you know, students may feel like they're going to be treated unfairly because they're not in the good graces of the teacher type thing. There is that. And again, coming from the military. So there's legal fraternization, and there's fraternization goes against the rules in the military. Legal would be like, hey, you're enlisted, that could be fraternization. That's fine, as long as there's no type of leader subordinate involved. You know, if you're not signing somebody's evaluations, that's a good sign. That okay, that should be fine. Then they add a little more for like enlisted officers. So they keep that. They definitely define that. So there should be no fraternization there. There's exceptions, like if a marriage happened, but so it's not even an existing relationship. Like a marriage has happened before one of them became an officer. But if one's an officer, one's enlisted, and they got married afterwards, yeah, likely fraternization, even if it's across different military, even if it's across like different branches of the U.S. military. And I'm sure similar things are happening, apply in other nations' militaries as well when it comes to fraternization. With the Navy, they had a little extra where they're called chief. People are like E7 and above. Those are like higher ranking enlisted members, but they're at such a level of leadership that there should be no fraternization. But there, the limitation is not within the Navy, it's within just the command. So if one's a chief and they have a relationship with someone's like a first class or a second class, that's fine. It might look a little bit, but like they will say, like, hey, don't do it in uniform, you know, because of the appearance. That's all. You know, sometimes some of it's about appearance, because they don't. When you see someone, you don't know the background, so you kind of only go off appearance. So hey, if the appearance looks odd, you know, maybe don't present that appearance. You can change that by like just a change in uniform, how you act while you're in uniform, which is true. I mean, you know, like you're allowed to, kind of like with protests, you're allowed to go to protests in the military. That is. You just can't do it in uniform, because you're giving the appearance that the military is supporting whatever the protest happens to be. That's all. So it's small stuff, but God damn it, the heck. Sorry. Paper, a little schedule thing got a little water on it. Okay, but anyway, it's that's probably not the point of the story, but it's. The way you get around like something like that is you got to invite everybody. That's how you would do it. Okay, but he's just hanging out with 3 specific kids, so it's like, okay. Now I don't know what classes or high schools are like in Japan, but I assume it wouldn't fly in the U.S. I'm assuming, just because again, you want to make sure students feel like they're all being treated fairly. If they feel there's unfairness in there, then they might just give up. Like, oh, it doesn't matter how good I'm doing, I'm never going to get a good grade because I'm not like kissing up to the teacher type thing. Cool. All right, I'll leave it with there. Thank you all very much for watching. This has been Let's Read Japanese, GTO, episode 3, part 1. And we'll be back with part 2. If you enjoyed this video, remember to give it a thumbs up or like if you enjoyed it. And if you like this series, and if you haven't already, you can subscribe to the channel because I'm going to do many more like these, hopefully. Finally, this is a part of the Patreon Let's Learn Japanese project. And if you'd like to support that, you can become a patron with the links down below in the description, as well as links to the Let's Learn Japanese website put together by Otaku Dave, the Let's Learn Japanese community Discord. And finally, there's a link if you want to directly to the Patreon about if you want to hire me as a tutor, technical assistance, advice, whatever. You can do that through that link, and it'll give the rates there as well. All right. Yeah, so I'm going to make another episode today, but it'll be available for tomorrow for you. So so this will be released on June the 10th, and then the episode for the next episode will be June the 11th. All right, which is again about a week from now when we're doing this recording. Because like I'm saying, I'm trying to get that 14-day buffer, and I lost a little bit, but I'm trying to get it back again. All right, cool. This is fun. Like I said, I enjoyed this episode, and I'll say it like I'm thinking. Yeah, I'll try to do a lot more of the Netflix stuff. I think that'd be kind of cool. There's so many shows on Netflix, and this is such a convenient thing. I don't have to fight with timing the subs or finding material. It works well. I don't have to download a different video player for it to work. And I think it works out quite well. Cool. Thank you all very much, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.